On this, the ninth reflection for those who have a vowed spiritual aloneness, those who are either promised celibates or vowed religious or considering these beautiful states of life. We turn to Jan Roosbrook, and before that, as always, let's take a moment just of silence to be so alive in the presence of God. And Roosbrook writes, "The love of Jesus is at once avid and generous. All that he has, all that he is, he gives. All that we are, all that we have, he takes." These words can be a little bit frightening for us because of the last line, he takes. And I really think if you can pray with these words for a little while, you'll find there's a depth in them that matches your experience and maybe makes it a little bit easier to understand when the Lord seems to take things from us. Because as vowed religious or celibates, those thinking of it, we are aware that there are things that are taken from us that perhaps we would rather hold on to. And yet we also are aware that even as they are taken from us, there's a blessing in that we can't deny. That somehow by giving what we have in this aloneness that we live, our relationship with the Lord becomes far more real. That instead of just having a sort of prayerful experience of the Lord, there is this interchange where we receive wonderful gifts from the Lord. It says, all that he has, he gives. We find this remarkable generosity from God. But we also find that we have to pour ourselves into this relationship with him, into the work that we do, into so many of the the projects that come our way. And in pouring ourselves into those things, we find that things are taken from us. And if we step back even more, we know that as they're taken from us, that we are becoming richer because the Lord continues to bless us. And almost if there is a certain poverty in our lives, that this aloneness is a certain poverty, it's so that the Lord can come and bless us with more things and be more generous to us. And I think if we find that even the spiritual aloneness that we have is this remarkable space where the generosity of God can be more evident to us, because there's a space inside of us that could welcome him even more and welcome his gifts even more to us. And may that space, as we pray with this passage, I hope you're able to pray with it, may it open up for us a deep understanding of how the gifts of this generous God have filled us, continue to fill us, and call us to give them back as he comes to us and asks that we give all we are to him who has given so much to us.